Alright, so here we are for Heat 3. I unfortunately didn't get Heat 2 recorded. I guess I hit the button twice or the case hit it, not too sure. But yeah, I'm going to look into a different camera now. But yeah, so the start for Heat 3 here was really, really fun. Some really good moves, as you will see in a few seconds here. I thought for sure I was going to get robbed at the start with how slow my line went, but it worked out pretty good. Passed 3 or 4 people there, so that was nice. And then going through here, I'm just trying not to take out my buddy Christopher Mitchell on the left of me here, the 94. We survive. And then I have a half thought of going on the inside of this guy, but with how much he was looking at me and he kept inching down, I thought better of it. First lap, probably not worth it, so I backed out of it. And then coming through here, I kind of remembered the pinching down, so I said, okay, I'm just going to pass you right away if that's how we're going to play it on lap 1. So moving along here, I felt like the cart was just on rails right away, so I was like not going to sit behind anybody. Probably should have sat behind this guy. I didn't realize he was one of the faster guys that got shuffled back, but it's hard when you're racing to figure out who's who, especially when I don't know a lot of the American drivers, so but as soon as I get beside him, I realize, and yeah, so I should have pushed him, and we would have got to the front pack a lot faster, but I still managed to catch up to them super quickly through here, because they all start, the accordion effect starts, and that's what really keeps you in the game in the back, so at least for the first few laps. Coming through here, this guy looks a little out of shape, like something might be wrong, but I already made my mind up I'm going to go either way, but yeah, he throws his hand up there, so he had a problem. So that was a very easy pass. I think he was one of the faster guys out there too, so lucky that he had an issue, but I think if he didn't, it would have been a nice drafting partner. So coming up here, there was another yellow flag. I didn't see what happened. It was too far up, or it was from the previous lap. I'm going to pass another person on the inside there, and just try and catch up to this main pack here, and hopefully stay with them. Coming up, I see the closing speed to the 999 is pretty large, so I'm hoping I can get through here in turn 1, and I'm just going to send it and hope, and he sees me in time, and that was a good one. Really happy with that pass. That turn was definitely getting a lot easier as the weekend went on, and yeah, it was fun once you got it right. So here's where the race kind of unravels a bit for me, and this is all to do with the momentum I've been talking about. I lose it all when I get up to the pack here, and then the fast guys that I know are behind me, and I knew they'd catch me eventually, but they really closed in on me here, just because I just caught these guys at the wrong point, I guess, or they were bunching up too much. I'm not sure. I know there's a few slower guys sprinkled up in that group, so maybe mistakes, or I don't know what was happening, but yeah, I felt like turn 1 there I had to slow down way more than I would have hoped, and then it kind of messed me up coming out the exit, and I should have been right on these guys going down the straight and making passes already, but I just lost the momentum. I gain a little bit back as they start bunching up. So now that our momentum's gone, the pack behind caught us, and I'm about to get trained. They don't do it very nicely, and the first guy overshoots it a bit, and then I get sent into him by the other driver, who decides to try and capitalize on him messing up the pass there. And then I have a brain fart or whatever, I don't know, and I just mess up the chicane there, and they go by me. So those guys were running up front all weekend. I feel like I could have ran with them, but it's the nature of this type of racing. Is if you don't qualify well, you're spending the entire weekend trying to get up there unless you get lucky. So yeah, and then halfway through the races, it seemed like my pace would just kind of drop off, and my times were kind of showing that too. So it was tough, because you had to be so free for the bowls and some of these corners, but at the same time, halfway through the race, I just lose on my pace. So it was a weird balance I was trying to solve. I think I would have been better off just suffering a bit on the first few laps and then making my moves versus being a rocket right out of the first lap there. So it's a tough call, but I think a little lower on pressure maybe, or nitrogen or something, and that would have helped, or different wheels on the front might have helped too. So yeah, nothing goes on for the next little bit. I'm going to just stay with these guys for a little and just cruise around until the last lap, and that is where I make one more move right at the line. But other than that, it is just cruising around for the rest of this. So let me know if you guys like the camera angle, or if you prefer the camera angle on the front fairing. I personally like the front fairing just for seeing things on either side of me. I think this view will be better if I got one of those 360 cameras or something. I just didn't want to put one of those big things on the front fairing because I already have a wind resistance problem as it is, being 6'5", so anything I can do to help that is good, and I don't think putting a giant camera on the front is going to help. So I try and avoid that, but the angles just aren't as good. So I think I'd rather have the video than some aerodynamics at the end of the day, depending on the trip. So here we are coming to the last lap. The 3 sees me coming up on him pretty quick. He was one of the faster ones this weekend, but he, I think, got tangled up in the mess I was in Heat 2 or Heat 1, I can't remember, but he just didn't seem to have the same pace throughout the weekend after that, and I definitely noticed because I was on him pretty quick. Especially you'll see coming into the mini bowl here just how much speed I have on him, mainly because he takes a defensive line, but the rate I catch him was a bit crazy. Well, it seemed like he just put on the anchors, but he told me that no, I just had a good run. So yeah, I got him on the line there. That was really fun. Even though we're fighting for 15th, it's not, it's still fun. So good racing. Learning lots, getting ready for the Canadian season.